it's not like I don't want help as well. It's just a matter of maybe other people join. Maybe my head rolls and someone else like goes and plays. Like it's just the nature of the sport, right? Like I think Veigar's doing a fantastic job.
I'm joined by Mithy after beating NRG 2-0 the split. Mithy, talk to me a little bit about that game. It seemed like the Vitalia combo was working very well against Varus and Azir, and they couldn't really do damage, especially Azir. They just kept going on him. But after a while, it seemed like they couldn't get on him. So how did you guys manage to turn that around?
Well, they had, yeah, I mean, basically their champions have more range than ours, but then they didn't really use their range well, and then they're looking for too many picks, and their picks don't really have that much follow-up. Like Vitalia is a good combo, but they don't have other champions that have follow-up as well, and they were not really leveraging their range that well, or the vision into the pick that well. They did it a few times, and it was good, but then also it wasn't like the best way to approach a Bard on 4, I think, because Bard is like kind of good against Vi, and then naturally the mid laner goes Zonias at some point, so it didn't really feel like it was a good idea from them. Yeah.
All right, and how relieving is this one for you? The community has been on C9, losing 4 straight. You had a whole super week where you didn't get a single win. Yeah, how's the team environment and for yourself? How relieving is it? Relieving, or were you like confident the entire time? Like, how was it?
No, I'm human. It's been stressful for sure. Everyone's been working really hard to try and step up and change anything they can change to fundamentally try and get the wins. I do think some of the games, naturally in a best of ones, shit happens. Like unless you are like very, very much better than the other team, there's always something that is bound to happen at some points in certain series, and that can cost you. And that plus not playing well, luck's not on your side as well. Like it all kind of adds up. So just hoping we've been working hard for a while, but especially with things getting into a lose streak and stuff, well, it's just been like very locked in for this last honestly 2 weeks. Like it wasn't even just last week. And some of it has paid off now, but at the end of the day, it's a mixture of things. It's like you can't really control everything in a best of one series.
All right, I'm glad to see Cloud9 back in the winning ways, because I think the health of the league is very dependent on Cloud9 these past few years. A lot of people have been pointing out that you're the only on-site coach. And I think you have Veigar V2 who's online. You have Hai who's not really a coach as well. And people were saying like that's a lot of responsibility to be on your shoulders. And I even had an interview with Blabber where he said that compared to before, coaching staff has more of a say. So I guess can you sort of explain how you're able to manage all of the responsibilities, or maybe they're divided in a way that we don't see? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, Veigar does help a lot, and he's very integrated into our team. So even though he's remote, yeah, he's not physically here on stage for the draft, but he's very involved in all of the other facets of the team, other than like the interactions outside of the whole scrim. Like he's like very integrated. I don't really have to go into too many details there, but he does feel like he's part of the team. And then Hai, it's his first year. He's sort of in a divided manager / coaching role, and he's like slowly trying to get his way with the team, trying to understand what he can do, what he doesn't want to do, what he feels comfortable doing. So it's just like a learning experience for him, but he has a lot of experience as a pro, even on the personal side, and I think he can be someone that can help. So it's not all that bad. Is all I'm trying to say. With how it works compared to last year. So last year, the only thing that's been different from this year is the drafts. It's something that we can always fall back to last year and how we did them. But what I've been trying to do is take less pressure from the players when it comes to preparation of draft, because if all the players are sitting in the same room talking about the draft together, it can get very long and there can be a lot of disagreements. It can also be very good, right? Because the players can figure out things out. But we've been trying to reduce the amount of meetings that we have, so that me and Vegar talk about what we think is good, what the players we think are performing on. I get information from the players on what their priors are and what they feel like they want to play, and then based on me and Vegar's judgment, we make decisions with the players' information. So we've been trying that approach for spring, because when it came to the big games and the little time on stage, if there is a disagreement there, it gets very complicated if the players have a lot of if the players just want to do what they want to do, then maybe they don't see the big picture on 4-5, or they don't see exactly what the problems we can run, like the problems that can be happening later into the draft. So it's just something that I wanted to try and explore for spring split, because it is much easier to fall back into, hey, let's just all sit down together and talk about draft every single day. We do that, right? Regardless of the system. But I'm just saying, before our games, let's just sit down and talk about draft for 1-2 hours and figure out what we want to do. Taking that out of the table and getting more, like, taking more ownership myself. Even though Vega is not there with the drafts, he does help me. So taking more ownership as the coaching staff is just something that we wanted to try. Like, I don't really know what, like, it is obviously true that we don't have as many members as other teams, like especially Asian teams. They have like 4 or 5 staff members, and C9 in the past has had a lot of members, but it's not like I don't want help as well. It's just a matter of the league and everything. Like, all of the budget of the whole league has been reduced, and we have some expensive players as well. So it's just a matter of balancing everything out. And like I explained the roles of Vega and High, right? At the end of the day, we're in spring. Down the line, maybe other people join. Maybe my head rolls and someone else like goes and plays. Like, it's just the nature of the sport, right? Like, it's all about performance and winning, and it's just a constant evolution of how things work. Like, this is how we start now, and I don't know how we're going to finish, but I think we're doing. I think Vega's doing a fantastic job, and with the resources that we have, I think we're doing what we can. Losing is part of competition. We just have to try and lose less than the other teams to start things off, and then eventually, take the important wins when they come.
Yeah. Okay, it sounds like this is actually sort of a problem that you guys recognized from last year and are trying to improve on it. It's not just a sporadic change. So that does speak very well to at least the coaching side of it, where it's like, hey, we identify problems, we try to fix them. A little bit of a lighter question. The C9 previous Stratus Discord had some questions for you. So first, what are you having for dinner tonight?
Honestly, we are very blessed. Like, we have cooks making food for us. So I think we're having some of that. If not that, then I think we usually get like chipotle for dinner on weekends, either chipotle or some other, low, like medium between healthy and, like good quality food, but not too too healthy, So usually that's what I'm looking at, but I don't know for sure. So C9 is providing me food, so I'm very blessed.
All right, and what's your go-to order at Chipotle?
My go-to order, I generally just get like the chicken with the brown rice and the veggies and the avocado and the beans. Yeah, so nothing, nothing too crazy.
Thank you. All right, anything you want to say to the fans?
Support us no matter what. Yeah. on the MSI topic, yeah, it's just good to have fan support and to have support. I'm originally European, I get that, but like, just feeling like you're part of the region, which I do feel right now. I've been here for 3 years in a row now, and then just getting a feel like you're competing for your region and that your fans are supporting you regardless of the outcome. They just supporting you because they're of the same region of you. I think that's very empowering, and I think that's something that this region has been missing for the last few years. And I know, like, American culture, and they hate losers, and they like, swamp losers, and uh, idolize winners and stuff like that. I mean, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. But I do think that, if we want to keep this league alive and we want to have, people enjoy all of what, all of this entails, like, I think it's important that we understand that support is very important, and
Well,
a lot of the guys appreciate it. So
well, thank you so much for your time, and congrats on the win again.
thank you.
First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Mithy for doing this interview. And even during the interview, you'll notice that there are some weird cuts, or maybe I'm responding to something that happened a while ago. That's just because what ended up happening was, like, Mithy wanted to make sure he wasn't shying away from anything, like he was answering all the questions. And so he wanted to go back to one of the questions and ask me, hey, did I completely answer that question? I know there's like this one aspect that maybe I didn't brush up on. Do you want me to go back and brush up on it? And he did. So thank you so much to Mithy. It was a great interview. I really think you guys will enjoy the interview. Also for the audio, I'm sorry. I am trying to take you guys' feedback and trying to improve it. I worked on it this past weekend, the week, improved it, checked it out, everything looked good, and then I did the recording, and it's not as good as it was. I don't know what's going on, but I will figure it out. I am working on improving the audio, so thank you so much for your guys' support, and keep it up. Keep hitting that subscribe button. It really helps me. I'm able to do this more and more because you guys are helping me, and actually Mithy recognized me even before I introduced myself, so that was really cool for me that I'm this 4 weeks of doing this, and someone already knows me, so that's cool, and thank you guys so much.